So I'm just standing outside number 35 Chatsworth Avenue. Looking at the roof, it seems to be in a pretty good condition. It's covered with concrete tiles, and from looking at it visually, it doesn't seem like it needs anything doing to it. The chimney stack is also in quite a good condition. You could do with some repointing in the future, but right now the way it is, I think it's fine. It's been capped off as well, which is good. External brickwork seems to be in a very good condition. It's a very nice, beautiful brick. Some of it has been painted, most of it is just original, which is very nice. Front door. So this is the original old style wooden single glazed door, which isn't the most energy efficient. It is also unlikely to have the modern multi-lock system, so it's not the most secure, but visually it is very attractive. I don't know whether you want to replace it or not, but it's a beautiful door. It's just that it's not very modern. That's a modern door there, just a standard UPVC, and it looks, in my personal opinion, a lot worse than this. But of course, if you want it to be more energy efficient, then yeah, it has to be replaced. Windows are original wooden frame windows, which are single glazed as well. Now those, in my opinion, need replacing, and all of them are the same. And if that's how they are at the front, my guess is going to be the same story out the back. Yeah, all of them need replacing. And in places this wooden frame is not in the best condition as well. Okay, so I'm starting in the front-facing double bedroom. It's quite large in terms of size. Just a quick measurement there. We've got 4.1 by 3.6. That's at the widest point, excluding the chimney breast. All the walls have been plastered and painted. They're not all straight, but I think it'd be sufficient just to repaint them. They don't seem to be in too bad a condition. Obviously there are some little marks here and there, but all it needs is repainting. There's only one radiator, which is located opposite the window, which is not the best location for it, and it's quite small as well. Now obviously heating is off at the moment, but I would suspect that that's not sufficient to heat this room up, just because of its location and because of its size. In terms of power points, there's one socket there, one there behind the bedside, and another one there, so 3 in this room, which is probably just about sufficient. So this is the old chimney breast there, which has got the original cast iron fireplace there. Ceiling seems to be in pretty good condition. It's a tiny bit uneven, if you can see that on the camera, but it's pretty much okay. Now here, this looks like the flat roof was leaking there at some point, and this is how it was repaired. I don't know whether it's leaking still, and I have no way of assessing the flat roof, but it seems to me like that's dry and that's just an old repair there. Now all the windows need replacing, as I've mentioned previously, so I'm not going to say that again. Second double bedroom, which is facing the rear, seems to be quite square in its shape. It's 3.9 by 3.2. Walls are exactly the same as in the other bedroom. So the way it's been plastered, it's obviously not the best. As you can tell, it's, the camera can pick this up, it's not the best plastering job, but you could just leave it. This wall is pretty good. This one's got a little cracks in the plaster, but nothing too serious. Again, I think same as the other bedroom, just needs repainting. Radiator, I can't see one at all, which is quite concerning. Oh yes, so this is something quite ancient here. I think that's just really old gas heater, because I think there was a little gas pipe coming in there. So that needs to be capped off, and proper radiator needs to be installed, ideally underneath that window or maybe next to it, which would involve running the pipe from the radiator in the front facing bedroom across there and into there, which means, yeah, the floorboards have to be lifted up. I don't know whether floorboards go like that or like that. If they were to go like that, that would be a lot easier, because we could get away with lifting just one or two up instead of lifting all of them up. This carpet has no underlay, and it seems to me like floorboards are going that way, which means that installing radiator there will involve lifting up the floorboards. In terms of power sockets, there is one there and one there. And unfortunately, that is all I can see, which may be insufficient for a modern house. Boiler is fairly new. I was told it's still under warranty. It's less than 5 years old. It looks okay. The trouble is it's completely exposed in this bedroom, which again, I think that's not really compatible with modern living. So what I think needs to be done is a little cupboard around it, insulated with foam to prevent any noise escaping, or well, minimize the noise from the boiler. Otherwise it's fine. And windows, yeah, it's the same as at the front, all the same windows that need to be replaced. Ceiling is in a very good condition, and other than repainting it, nothing else needs to be done to it. Inbuilt storage has old wood chip wallpaper there, but that's okay, it's inside those cupboards, and if the cupboards are staying, then that can just be left. And there is the same cast iron fireplace as in the other bedroom. Front facing single bedroom, decent size for a single. It's 2.44 by 2.35, so nice and square, small single, well, large single or a small double. Walls have been painted, which is good, they just need repainting. The ventilation grill there. And there is no radiator. So yeah, so this bedroom desperately needs a radiator. Possibly one there. In terms of power points, there's one there. And I think that's it. And of course, window needs replacing as well. Landing is very large and square, measuring 2.4 by 2.3, so yeah, pretty square, very large. So this wall here, that's been plastered and painted, and that is the old wood chip wallpaper, which is not in the best condition, but it could potentially just be painted over. Yeah, so that's the old wood chip wallpaper. And we've got old R6 ceiling, which is actually in a decent condition, other than being a little bit uneven. Bathroom. So bathroom has a carpet in it. All the walls have been plastered and painted. There's a very old sink, old toilet, old bath, no shower. This bathroom just needs complete refurbishment. It needs to be completely refurbished. Everything needs to be changed here. Although it does have a radiator, which is good news. Staircase, quite wide. The boards feel quite sturdy underfoot. That's the wooden front door that I was talking about, with stained frosted glass. The front porch seems to be in a fairly decent condition. It needs a bit of updating, but nothing more than a lick of paint. In here we have the electrical consumer unit, which is old and most certainly needs replacing. And underneath there we have the gas meter. That's fine. So this downstairs corridor has wood chip wallpaper on the stairs and plastered painted walls on my left hand side. Now this plaster of course is not in the best condition, but you could potentially get away with just painting that. On the staircase itself we have the same wood chip wallpaper as we have on the landing upstairs, and there is one power point there, no radiator that I can see. Yeah, there is no heating in this area. The front facing lounge is very large. So to the bay window it measures 4.5 and to the chimney breast it's 3.8, so yes, very good size. So this carpet here feels like it has underlay. and it feels like this is going to be suspended timber flooring, which feels relatively solid underfoot, and from what I can see visually it seems to be quite straight as well. In terms of walls, now these walls have been wallpapered. This wallpaper is in quite a decent condition, although in some areas, as you can see the seams there. Yeah, it's all been wallpapered. You've got different styles of wallpaper as well, so you've got patterned wallpaper here and there, and you've got just plain wallpaper there. You've got radiator on the wall opposite the window, which again, as I mentioned previously, is somewhat suboptimal. And you've got an old gas heater, which probably needs to be capped off. In terms of power sockets, you've got one there, two, and that's it. So there's only two power sockets here. Also on the ceiling you have these old polythyrene tiles, which I believe are a fire hazard, so these need to be removed, and that ceiling would then need replastering and repainting. But yeah, that would need to go. We have a bit of understairs storage here, which possibly just needs repainting, and that's it, just to make it look a bit fresher. But yeah. Okay, so on the right hand side we have what I think used to be a dining room, and that's been converted into a bedroom. And I think the original house used to end about here, and that is the extended bit. Now, I was told by the owner that the extension was done about 25 years ago under a grant from council. There is no way for me to see how it was done, so presumably there is a beam going across there, but that's concealed in the ceiling. You can see that the ceiling here is significantly lower than the ceiling here, for example. So ceiling here measures 2.9, that's the original ceiling. And the ceiling in this extended bit is 2.45, so it's been lowered to conceal the beam. I don't know what sort of beam it is. Is it metal? Possibly wooden. There is no way for me to tell. Visually, it seems to be fine. I can't see any issues here, but there is no way for me to inspect it further. In terms of condition, all the walls here have been plastered and painted, and they seem to be in a good condition, other than the chimney breast, which has this wallpaper on it, which is a bit old-fashioned in terms of style, but actually it's in a good condition. And off the bedroom we have a bathroom, which has a relatively modern toilet there, quite an old-fashioned sink with two taps, and a shower. So this is basically a wet room, which could stay, but it needs to be refurbished. It's all tiled, and the actual tiles are in a good condition. There is an old light there as well. You could get away with just leaving it, although it is a little bit old-fashioned. And it's also got this wooden door with frosted glass panels. Window in this extension is the same as all the other windows, wooden single glazed, so need replacing. In terms of heating, there is one radiator there, and in terms of electrical sockets, to be honest, I can't see any, but I imagine there's going to be some behind that furniture there, because you can see that's where the television is plugged in. There might be more here, but I can't see them. Could be behind the furniture units there. I'd imagine there's going to be 2 sockets in this room in total. And finally there is the kitchen. Sorry. So same as the other room, this bit has been extended, but I can't see where exactly the old house ends and where the extension starts. Condition is pretty okay, so all the walls have been plastered and painted. They seem to be in a decent condition. The floor here is concrete. It's not particularly even, but being concrete is very solid. If we were to lift this flooring, we would need to level it just to make it a bit more even. Kitchen is dated, and I don't know whether you want to replace it or not. It is potentially usable, but it's not. Do you know how old this kitchen is, just roughly?
What?
Do you know how old this kitchen is, just roughly?
No.
It's going to be 20 years,
Well,
maybe.
it's been updated a little bit. You know, we put the worktops done. And
Yeah. So I'm just being told by the owner that this kitchen has been updated a little bit, but
I think my brother did it. My brother came over to America and he had it updated for them. You know, he bought them new fridges and.
okay.
You know.
Yeah. So it potentially needs replacing, but it is potentially usable. It's a difficult one. So there is one radiator there.
I'll just put them on. Should be hot now.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually getting warm, so it's pretty good.
So, it's only a couple of years old,
And we have wooden door with wooden windows there. Externally there is a small yard with flags and some astroturf, and that's the extension there. So it's got pitched roof with same tiles as the main roof, so this concrete tiles. Guttering has some vegetation in it, so that needs cleaning. It's also not joined there, so that needs either repairing or replacing. And that's the condition of the extension. So you can see that this extension is roughly maybe 2 meters long. Oh yes, I think that's where the original house used to end. So this is the extended bit. So the extension is 1.67 meters long, and it goes all the way across the width of the house. So 6.1 meters, that's a whole width of the house.